What's up, everybody? We back. Fun trivia. I'm gonna jump right into it.
Okay.
Did you know
Probably not.
that Chicago used to be in the Eastern time zone?
Really?
Yes, it used to be. Had no clue.
Wow.
Had no clue. Had no clue.
Me neither.
I
don't even know who decides that.
That's
Are
a
we
good
about
point.
to learn today?
You gonna learn
You're gonna
today.
learn today.
You're gonna learn today. This is beautiful out here, by
Yeah.
the way. We're in the financial
We
district
are
here in
in
Chicago.
the heart
Yeah.
of the financial district.
Beautiful stuff everywhere. But before we get into all that, if you could please
You know what time it is.
follow us on this so we keep on doing on YouTube, so we keep on doing what we're doing.
Yep.
Subscribe to us. Set your notifications on. We're gonna be going all over the place. We keep on going all over the place. Just follow us, man, so you can get these videos,
Yeah,
all right?
we have dope content coming.
Yeah. Without that further ado, right?
Yeah.
Let's get it cracking. 77 Flavors of Chicago. All right, welcome back.
Weird angle.
It's a very weird angle, but there's a reason to our madness here. So right now, we are at a location that I'll tell you about in a second.
Okay.
But for the greater part of the 19th century, so that's the 1800s if you don't know.
Right.
But the greater part of the 19th century was all trains. Just
Right.
what we've been talking about this run of the podcast, right? It's been all trains. And that was the standard means of transportation. But nobody ever thought about, like, when trains go from east to west and west to east and north to south and back and forth, like, how do they know what time it is? How do they know what time it is?
I don't know.
Well, it was a big mess. It
Okay.
was a huge mess, and apparently they wanted to fix that, right? Because at one point in the United States, there were almost like 100 different local times. There were 50 different time zones.
Yikes.
Yeah, there were 50 different time zones. So imagine trying to work a train
No.
or get product from one side of the country.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, this is where this episode gets really interesting. In 1883, all the major railroads, or most of them, said, "Hey, let's fix this problem.
Yeah.
Let's fix this." And they decided we want to have some kind of resolution. We want to
Right.
centralize this, right?
Yeah.
So they did. And I'll tell you where they did it at. Let's go to where they did it at.
Let's walk.
Let's walk. Let's get it.
Bing.
They walked here,
Yep.
right here in Chicago, in this location. They walked
What are
here.
we on the corner of Jackson?
Jackson and LaSalle. Yeah, we're on the corner of Jackson and LaSalle, and that's where everybody came to kind of decide on a resolution. And the resolution was that we create one standard time, okay? And in this location used to be what was called the Grand Pacific Hotel,
Okay.
right where we're standing, right? And at the Grand Pacific Hotel is where they had these meetings, right? Now, fun fact about the Grand Pacific Hotel, after the Grand Pacific Hotel was built, like days after it was built, it burned down. The Great Chicago Fire just said, nah, not our house. Yeah. So it burned down. But they rebuilt it.
Okay.
They rebuilt it in time enough to have these meetings. At those meetings, they decided right here in Chicago that we would have a standard time, right? Because this is how people told time back in the day. It's really cool. Obviously, high noon, right?
Right.
It was high noon, right, where you look at the sun and you say, "Hey, look."
Well, the shadow.
Right, the shadow, all that, yeah, all that. So we know that, right? But there was a ton of them.
Right.
And keep in mind, so for example, New York would be 12 o'clock,
Yeah.
but 12 o'clock in Pennsylvania would be like a few minutes later.
Right.
So
they would consider that an entirely different time zone.
yeah, so it was like everybody told time differently.
Yeah.
Here's another fun fact. Chicago had two places where we told our time, our centralized time. The first place was Allegheny City, which is in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had our time, told from Pennsylvania. The other one, which was more Chicago, was at Dearborn Observatory and University of Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty dope. So that's how we told our time, right? Those are our 2 times, right? But everybody else had their own thing, right? So here at the Grand Pacific Hotel, what they did was they decided, let's come up with like 4 different time zones.
Right.
And just make
everybody's at those time zones.
Everybody at those time zones.
Yeah.
Okay. And they did. They came to a resolution, right?
Yeah.
And that day was November 10th, 1883.
Okay.
And that day was known as the Day of 2 Noons or something like that. Because I mean, you had 2.
Yeah.
It was 2 times. Like,
Right.
what time is noon? Well, they decided on that, right? And when they decided on that, everybody used an observatory in Pennsylvania. So the whole country kind of like centralized their time off of Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania's time. Now, that was 1883. It wasn't until 1918 until the Congress actually said,
wow,
all right, like, let's make this an official thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Jeez.
Yeah,
like
ridiculous.
40 years.
Yeah, right. It was crazy. Now, here's the thing. After that, about a year after that, I want to say, the Grand Pacific Hotel was torn down. Yeah, it was torn down. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But they decided the time right here in Chicago. That's how dope this city is.
That's crazy.
Now, fast forward till, a long time. I want to say 1924, 28, right around that time. They rebuilt. They not a building, but they rebuilt the building, right? It was like $1 million building and mansion and whatever.
In the 20s, that's...
In the 20s, right?
That's wild.
Yeah, so they rebuilt it. And they built what we kind of see right here, right now. There's B-roll. I'll get B-roll for you. But they rebuilt that. And here it stands. Now, the cool thing about the name of this building is called the Central Standard Building. That's fire.
That is fire.
That is fire. So if you look at the building, this building is like residential, shops and things like that. Business, incubator type of thing, right? But right across it, the facade of this building reminisces the facade of the building right across of it, which is the Federal Bank.
Right.
Which we just learned
has a money museum.
Has a money museum that's open 10 to 5.
Going. We'll talk about it.
Yo,
don't worry.
Yeah, don't
we'll
worry.
Talk about the Federal Bank.
We will definitely talk about that. It was closed today. We couldn't get in because it just reopened.
Right.
It closed down because of the pandemic, but it's got apparently a lot of money in there. So we'll be back. We'll show you that.
Yeah.
But isn't that dope?
That is really cool.
That is very dope that Chicago decided time.
Yeah. And it's literally like across from the Federal Reserve and the Chicago Board of Trade.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a wild area.
A lot of money around here. Yeah. But there's a plaque over here. We're going to go explore that. Let's go. We'll be right back. Hey, that's dope. Look at the wine. Let me face north so you can see it the right way. I guess that was north. No. This is north. Yeah, right. There we go, north.
All right, so right across from the Central Standard Building are 2 statues that are standing here.
Yeah.
So they were originally in front of the entrance of the
Board of Trade. Yep.
And when the building was demolished, they thought they were lost, but then they actually were able to find them in a forest preserve that was owned by this guy. Yeah, and then they brought them back here. One is industry, which is to my right here, and then the other one is agriculture. They represent industry and agriculture, and they were on the building for 45 years.
How did they get there? How did they get in the goddamn forest preserve?
Well,
how did they? There's a plaque right here telling you all about it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a mystery.
Well, I mean, not really. So the Forest Preserve District officials uncovered the 12-foot, 5.5 ton granite statues at Hidden Lake Forest Preserve near Downers Grove in 1978.
What?
It was the former estate of Arthur Cutton, who was a prominent Chicago Board of Trade member.
Damn.
Or speculator. So he took them.
Damn.
Maybe when the building.
He probably
I don't
took
know
them.
enough to.
No, we're gonna blame him. We're gonna blame him. He took them because they dope. Anyway, speaking of dope.
Yeah, they don't know how they made it from here to the Forest Preserve.
Speaking of dope, though.
I know. We can't wait for this food.
Yeah.
Oh my God. we're gonna fangirl.
We are about to fangirl.
Yeah.
We also about to just walk down to Sears Tower. I mean Willis Tower. Not about to mess up my bag. But we're gonna go down there and we're gonna have some dope food. So let's get it.
Let's get it.
Hey, baby.
I like that we're starting this with you squeezing lime on the seafood salad.
Yeah.
You know, I got hospitality in my blood. I can't turn it off. I'll be like at your house. I'll be doing the dishes and shit. You know, I
I
got one gear and it's on.
Have you ever been to a restaurant where the chef sits at the table and plates the food when you?
Only my friends' houses, right? Yeah.
That's dope. So.
All right, so chef, for the one person listening that doesn't know who you are, can you please introduce yourself?
I am Chef Jonathon Sawyer, the chef partner here at Kindling, James Beard Award winner, Food and Wine Best New Chef, Chop Grill Master Champion, Alex vs. America Champion, twice loser on Iron Chef, once loser on Tournament of Champions, and I can't tell you about guys' grocery games, but I would watch it if I were you, because I do real good, and I can't say how good I did, because they'll sue me for $1 million.
$1 million?
A million?
The NDA is $1 million, so
we don't know nothing.
Throw that key out, but
we don't know.
Watch it, Chicago. Watch it. We're doing good.
I love that.
Well, that's really dope because we are here in Kindling, Chef's Restaurant. Just recently opened up.
February?
Brand new baby, open in February.
How you feeling?
I'm proud of her. I gotta be honest. It was, I get in this project. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we knew it was ambitious. Wood fired in Sears Tower or Willis Tower has never happened before. Going for a serious review never happened before. Hard corner of Adams Franklin, where we find ourselves right now, one of my favorite pedestrian corners in the city to watch this metropolis go by and enjoy some drinks and food. So, it was a lot. But then we opened our doors and we're like, kaboosh!
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh my God, this is so
how are you surprised?
Right. Yeah, how are you surprised?
Sometimes when you are an entrepreneur, you're willing yourself to a place of believability.
Yeah, right.
And it may not be the truth yet, but someday it's going to be the truth.
Yeah.
We opened the doors and we were like, 300 the first week, 400 the second week, this is per day. Wow. And we were hitting 500 people per day by the third week.
Oh my God.
And we were just like, you're hired. Can you breathe? You're hired. Are you alive? You're hired. Can you look me in the eyes? You're also hired. All right. We gotta train you now because you're in the system. But
that's so dope.
It's so much better than the opposite. Some people are terrified to open in February, and we know the north, we know the weather, we know we don't leave our houses, but just this building and this the loop and Willis Tower, we're looking for a renaissance, right? And they're looking for some people to help them hang their hat on and not look at it as a second-tier neighborhood only for doing business and affordable housing. It's so much more than that. And I think when you look at the building the way that I can being inside of it, or you look at it from a observer's point, Tuesday through Thursday, there's a ton of commerce in here. Friday and Saturday is when you get the tourists and the townies. And you get a crazy blend of people that are waiting all week to go out for supper or don't work in the 5-block radius, 10-block radius that we pull. And then you have depending on the year, 11 million people who come through the door from all over the world to go to Color Factory or go to the Sky Deck or just be a part of this huge
massive building. Massive building.
And we're just lucky to be a hard corner as part of it.
I mean, the interiors of the place are insane. It's two floors and a soon-to-come terrace area, right?
You got it. You nailed it.
So how much did you have, like, in terms of a take input on the design of the space?
This is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can thank Greg Moore and Simeone Derry, our one partner, and the design team for sort of thinking about these different zones. And when you put your pieces in place, you have a game plan, right? Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Right. But I think that's the beauty of it, is that we wanted to be able to attract everybody. And if you're an office goer, if you're in the, as we say in the biz, the office stack of Sears Tower, the majority of your elevators let out on the second floor or downstairs at the parking garage. So they walk right into that second floor.
So you see it right away. You see it right away.
And then the design is low slung ceilings, more TVs, bigger bar, more high tops, games, more entertainment. So the idea is you could have a ribeye up there.
Right. Work, basically.
Yeah,
exactly. Ding, ding, ding.
And what's crazy is like we're sitting there and we're walking by people asking for what's on the happy hour right now. It's like just that dope vibe. And what's also crazy, we were here last year. You can go back and check, but we were here last year for open house.
Right.
Yeah, and
no way.
Yeah, we were here and we literally entered in here, walked through.
Yep.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
It was nothing. So to see something like that, like this here, is amazing. I got one question before we get into it. Because I don't know, I'm a Chicago boy, you're a Chicago boy, man, and like you have accolades, and as the ribs come up, this is
beautiful.
As what I was saying was, you got all these accolades coming back home by choice. You know what I mean?
True.
With all this behind you. How does it feel? Like you're kind of like the man. Like how does that feel being on the cornerstone of this building right now?
I think that, there's two things there. Number one, it's awards and accolades are more for my staff than they are for me.
Right.
Of course, it feels great.
Feels good.
It feels good for my daughter to be able to be proud of me and watch me, and my son to watch me and be proud of me. But the moment you start thinking about them and you
get too over your head,
you start patting yourself on, I did it all already. You're done. You're already done. You're already
right.
Good plateau. That plateau syndrome where you're just like, I did it and I'm done. And then you've sunk. So I just like to throw all the haters and all the lovers, just read it once and throw it in the trash. Focus on today.
And I can tell it because like we walk in, we got the chef ringing the cowbell, talking about 77 in the building. Like that is like you don't see that every day.
No.
You know what I mean? Like.
I mean, if I do toot my horn, I am one of one, right? We all are, but I think there's a specificity that's mine that you guys will learn to grow to appreciate and love throughout this next. How much time we got? 3 hours.
Man, look, we here, bro. Like we here, right? We can chop this bad boy up in a series, like Game of Thrones. Here we come.
But I think that's part. The older I got, and the more I've been in these restaurants. This is my 22nd restaurant opening. Some corporate, some celebrity chef, Mike Simon, Charlie Palmer, some of my own. I figured out what I'm good at, and I want to do more of that. And leadership is part of it, mentorship is part of it, and being in the dining room, shaking hands is a big part of it too.
Man, it's a different experience.
Do people ever ask to like say hi to you? Yeah, all
everybody
the time.
knows Chef Sawyer.
Yeah. I can imagine.
It's borderline eye roll when you come in. You're like, I know Chef Sawyer. Like,
oh God,
everybody does. What's his phone number?
Let's see how much you know.
But that's the glory of it. Whether you watch me win or lose on TV, or you read about me a decade ago, or because of how long we were in Cleveland, in the same address, in the same building, a lot of people that escape Cleveland end up in Chicago are like, my wife and I would live there before we got married and moved back out here to Chicago. So like, the net is much wider in terms of the people that I have a personal experience than you would expect. And just don't be shy. Come in. You're coming here to see me. Come see me. I'm here. Just ask.
And the kitchen is like open. Like you walk in and it's just you see everything that's happening. I love that.
I've never seen a look like that. And the wood fire.
The open wood fire in the middle of the Willis.
That's a game changer right there. Like
I just imagine like those old timey cartoons where like the wolf gets lifted off his feet and he's following the smell of the barbecue or the grill to the restaurant. I'm like, that's what I want. Those doors right there.
That's definitely me.
Just walk.
I know I'm in the right place. I don't know where I am, but I want to be here. I want to be a part of this.
That's amazing. I had another question. So you got a lot of success, right? How did you get to that point? You know what I mean? Like, how did Netflix did Food Network like hit you up and be like, hey, how did that happen? Like, I want to know. Like,
I mean, I think a lot of it is putting yourself out there. I'm old, so it's pre-social media days.
Right.
So there was some connected networks. Living in New York for a while didn't hurt.
Right.
Working for Charlie Palmer didn't hurt. Then working for Mike Simon definitely helped. And that was where I sort of got my first experience with Scripps Howard and Food Network, and eventually Discovery was being on Iron Chef America, being Mike Simon's sous chef.
Right.
From those conversations, I know.
That's like
you see a skinnier, less bearded, less tattooed version of me.
That's not what I meant.
No, I'm comfortable in this skin. I like that skin better, but But that's my one cook, Chris, who I love. He always be showing me old pictures like, you sure that's Chef? I'm like, damn, you really do got to get on a diet, Chris. You ain't fucking around.
That's amazing.
But that's how I started to, procure those relationships. And if you're open, honest, and direct like we are right now today with each other, then, it might be a decade later, it might be a year later, they're like, hey, we're filming Chopped, you want to be on it? Oh, yeah, I'd love to.
Man.
We're filming Iron Chef America Gauntlet. Do you want to be on it? Yeah, I'll lose to Stephanie.
Like,
I lose. Whatever, man.
One of that. All right, we're gonna do another. But that's That's all you can do is, and then when you're in those situations, be honest to yourself and be thankful and just be the person that you are, which is you gotta have good manners. You gotta be thankful for what you got, and you gotta continue to work hard. Otherwise, those opportunities dry up, and then you end up being that person online complaining about everybody else's success. And you're like, no.
Just create your own lane. Stay in it.
I always say my measure of success is not everyone's measure of failure around me.
That's a
Y'all fail and I succeed. We all fail. We want everybody to succeed, especially inside the loop and in the greater Chicago area. Like, we're all in this together, and the more we can get people to come to our city, the more we can return to that 54 million annual tours. We're not there yet. But
run the numbers. Hey, okay.
54 million people every year used to come to the city pre-COVID, and we're getting back up there, but we're not there yet. And that comes with media and recognition and television and us showing strength in numbers.
That's literally what when we started the podcast, we had no clue that we'd be here, right? We had no clue. It was date night. And so now here we are. Now we start to pay attention to these numbers and be like, how can we help the city? Because that's what it's all about.
No matter what size platform.
Right. Like, what can we do to just activate this city to get to your energy, like to get this out there with everybody?
Totally.
And we got a little bit of a success, Like, we're moving. We're moving.
Goddamn charming. You deserve all the success that you've gotten and all that to come.
All right, well, that's it.
That's That's all we're here for. We
cut that, save that.
Save that.
Put it on the soundboard.
Timestamp 11:30.
But in all honesty, I do have a weird question for you, because how many of the chefs you meet with or foodies and restaurateurs know what the 77 stands for? People ask you, right? Or everybody
knows. No, we get that all the time. Like,
not that I'm trying to dog anybody, but
no.
As I moved back, I was like, I want to memorize all the neighborhoods. I'm like, damn, 77.
77?
I'm not going to get them all.
It's
get to 40, I think.
Yeah, it's
tough.
tough.
It's a year and a half to get through all of them. And going once a week nonstop.
That's so awesome.
And what's crazy is, like, we were getting to some and we were like, damn, I thought that was a neighborhood, not a community area.
Right.
Like even I'm from Chicago. Right. I didn't know some of these things. You know what I mean? Like, I thought Bronzeville was the community area.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was in Douglas.
Definitely.
Actually, it's in
three of them.
Three community areas. So we learn on this podcast, but the answer is not a lot of people know that. Not a lot of people know.
It's not like New York where they're like 5 boroughs.
Right.
We got 77.
77, no. And then community, talk about the actual neighborhood. It's 180 almost. So
oh, I love it. What a great way to introduce the world to your city.
We're trying.
While introducing yourself to every individual neighborhood borough around it. It's so great.
Yeah, I mean, we like this because we get these kind of opportunities to kind of have a sit down and talk and like.
Because people that also love the city.
Right, the people that love the city and like what you do. Food always connects everybody.
Yeah.
So food just connects everybody. And we got food in front of us right now.
Well, I was going to ask about the menu first. How did you come up with your menu? What was the process?
So 4 of the last 5 restaurants I open all have wood fire.
Okay.
And the more, growing up in the Midwest, not with a ton of means, I mean, fire was a part of our life, whether it was a party or a means of cooking food or just being a hooligan.
Right.
It was just always a
backyard party.
We pre-internet, etc.
Yeah.
So. And I was a Boy Scout, and
you did everything.
I did it. Just gotta keep this kid busy.
Right.
Learning with my son.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of the fire the older I got, because I could pull from all of my travel and school and experience, whether it was living in Rome or living in northern Italy in Trento or touring Japan or touring south of France, and if I have the fire to be the narrative thread to pull it all together, I can have food from all over the world and it doesn't feel like Cheesecake Factory.
Right.
All due respect to
Right. Yeah.
277 pages, they do what they do, but we're different thing. We want each of these dishes to sort of feel true to where they're inspired by.
Right.
So I'd love the idea of wood fire being that narrative, so that way I can feel like I'm running a genuine don't mean to use the third person, but a Chef Sawyer restaurant.
Right.
And you get a little bit of Japanese, a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of English, and a little bit of, Americana, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it all feels true because the wood fire is sort of the power behind it.
That's really interesting.
And I also just think it makes it easier to make simple food taste great.
Right. Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, complicated food is beautiful, and Michelin stars are beautiful, and World's Top 50 is fantastic, and I love fine dining. I've been a part of it many times, but there's also just like the sweet potatoes we're having there. There's really 3 ingredients.
Right.
You ain't hiding behind nothing.
Yeah,
so
no.
you make a mistake on the barbecue sauce or the sweet potato, and the whole plate's gone.
Right. Yeah.
So there's also a confidence and a different flavor profile when you're talking about less than 7 things on a plate, or steak on a plate with just wood fired. So I like the challenge of that simplicity, and how do you make a restaurant interesting without having 95 sauces.
That's man, less is more.
Yeah.
Sarah has been saying that on this podcast since we started. Less, because you get to, like you said, you get the whole neck. You get the whole neck, that particular dish. You know what I mean? Only 3 ingredients.
Yeah.
You've mastered those 3 ingredients.
Right.
That's,
and it's harder to teach, I mean, as my kitchen and culinary students and Sajas all will see, I say it often, it's super easy to make the sweet potatoes the first time you do it.
Right.
But come to me in 3 years and make the sweet potatoes better than they were 3 years ago. Now you're a chef.
Yes.
Now you're a partner. Now you're an owner. Now you get it. These chicken wings, I've been doing a version of these for 15 years.
Wow.
So
and
that's that.
This technique, now the sauce has evolved and the ingredients may shift and the birds may get smaller or bigger, but that's the part of always keeping your eye on the prize. You gotta nail the basics. You gotta nail the chicken. You gotta nail the quesadilla. You gotta whatever the basics are of your restaurant, you gotta nail those, and then maybe have a little fun over here, over there, etc. So
you posed a good thought in my head, because I feel like you do cultivate that people down the road, right? Like your chefs below you here. Yeah. They're not below you, they're next to you. You're trying to get them there.
Totally.
That's a good point you made about can you make these 3-5 years from now? How does that process look for how many chefs do you have that
you've mentored
that you mentor? Because that's a that's a dope thing.
Also, who's your least favorite and who's your favorite now?
Oh my gosh, I'm not spilling that.
Over the years, not here. Over the
years, turn these off. It might give you a little.
The mic is off.
It's not live. It's not live. No, I think just to touch on that real quick, Mike Simon always just said to me, just talk about those that talk good about everybody else. And just those that aren't, just don't even talk about it.
Right.
So if I don't mention their names,
then you know.
They might be on that list.
Yeah.
They might be on that list. But overall, we've been well embraced. And I think my family tree is huge. I don't know. I haven't. There was a little while, especially winning a beard and blah, blah, blah. And getting on Michelin where I wanted to put a family tree together, but then I kind of felt like I was
keeping them.
I felt like I was pumping myself up too much. Look how many people I graduate. Maybe that is a point that I should have and a stat I should have, but
I think that's a good thing.
There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, but I get what you're going to, because you don't want to take that.
Creeps in so quickly.
Yeah, it does.
It's sneaky.
It is very sneaky.
Vanity is a part of humanity, always has been. There's a reason it's one of the deadly sins. And it's we're all guilty of it. Even if we're conscious of it right now in this conversation, there's moments that may happen today where I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Slow down, Sawyer.
Yeah.
You're just a cook inside of a restaurant.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just a plate of food.
Yeah.
And these are just human beings.
Yeah.
But, it's so easy to
take
give yourself more than you need, and then you get complacent and Lord knows I've done that before in my career, and it's just not the person I want to evolve to be.
Right.
I mean, the humbleness, talking to
for real.
you
from the first question, you mentioned the things that you also failed at alongside all the accomplishments.
It's 2023 though, right? If you haven't taken an introspective look at yourself over the past 2 years, we're not living in the same way.
At all.
You went through the pandemic, you didn't look back and be like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
What do I want to do?
Yeah.
What's
what
next?
am I going to do?
Yes. What's next?
What am I going to do when we get out of this fucking thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was my whole thing.
No.
Bro.
But it's a real question that, I think has helped motivate me going forward, and obviously y'all, same thing.
Yeah. It's just crazy, and this is just from we're new at this, right? And so to be sitting down with a celebrity chef, you know what I mean? A year ago, we'd be like, oh my goodness, this is scary. You know what I mean? But like, but like now it's like you meet real people. You know what I mean? Like you meet, and that's at the end of the day, we all the same. You know what I mean? At the very end of the day. And it's just dope to hear how like humble you are with this. Like, and like, it's just, I don't know. That's what Sarah knows this. Everybody knows. That's what I like.
Appreciate.
Like that to me is just it make the food taste better. Not that you even need that, but like it.
But it is the whole thing, right? If we take even a step back further and we look at food and dining for the next 50 years, is it always going to just be fear of missing out that drives people to the restaurants? No. There needs to be a little bit of entertainment. There needs to be a little sustenance, and there needs to be.
So I go get chicken wings down there. You know what I mean? Like why am I coming back here?
There's 4 7-Elevens within 1 block of where we are right now. Not that that's where we're gonna eat, but like competition's here.
Yeah.
You know, so what's gonna differentiate us? It's gonna be all those things. It's gonna be. 3 years ago, you celebrated an anniversary with me. You remember you were at this table.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to remember.
You had the opportunity to relive that, and that's. To me, that's the biggest compliment. Being old now, older. That I have, like being a part of people's lives and hearing that story. And I saw a guy yesterday, Nate, who I haven't seen since I lived in Cleveland years ago, and I was like, oh my God, Nate, how you doing? He's like, I live over. And I was like, no way.
Wow.
It's just
so small. It feels good to have everything come back full circle.
We always say like every time someone's like, what's your favorite restaurant? The ones that come to mind first are the ones where we've like had an experience with the owner or the chef or the staff that was just exceptional. Like we love the food. I feel like we barely had experiences where the food wasn't great. But the ones that really stand out are where like the owners or something are just like real people, just being real people.
Yeah. I mean, like it's one of those things where you can't teach that. You know what I mean? Like you just can't teach that part of the experience. You know,
hospitality.
Yeah, right. Hey, that's just in you.
That's just
it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of in you.
Yes.
Yes. Speaking of in you.
Great transition.
Yeah. And, hey, look, I'm
give it to me.
Yeah.
Y'all are new at this. Get out of here. Speaking of humble.
Yeah. 2 years of practice. It's just we got some dope food here.
We do.
Walk us through it. Let's go through it.
So here we have our crispy confit of chicken wings. The idea behind this dish was back when we opened the Greenhouse Tavern, I wanted to infuse sort of this Parisian bistro into a classic American restaurant, and nothing says America more than chicken wings, right? Hamburgers, pizza, maybe,
all that stuff.
But chicken wings for sure. And then what's the most Parisian Gascon dish? I can think of duck confit. So the idea was we take the technique behind duck confit, we cure them, we confit them, and then we take the chicken wing side and we do that. So we take one more step, we air dry them for a day, so that forms a pellet on the outside.
Air dry for a day?
For a day in the cooler. Wow. And then it gets, when they hit the fire, they get crispy on the outside, but they stay moist on the inside.
Oh, wow. That's
and then
smart.
these wings, for those, all the years that we've made them, they really don't dress wet. So we dress them here with salsa matcha, a little bit of scallion, a little bit of lime. Kind of got to dry dress them to keep them crispy and keep them the way they are. But they are very different than any other chicken wing you've had. And speaking of graduates, quite a few of my graduates have taken this recipe with them wherever they've gone since then.
That's dope.
Yeah. So next we have smoked seafood salads. This I like because it shows sort of that top level of the ocean, right? We're smoking some of them over high temp, some of them over low temp. Bang Island mussels, Maine scallops, Port Edis, Texas shrimp, and then a little bit of lake trout.
Okay.
All are dressed with simple Louis dressing, butter, lettuce, thin herbs, and then an avocado.
Okay.
Sort of like
love that.
Knowing inside of this building, people want to indulge a little bit, but don't want a bunch of potatoes and gravy.
Right.
So this is a little bit more of that, just a refined salad.
I love the butter lettuce. It's
that butter
lettuce.
Got it.
I've never had butter lettuce.
Really?
I don't think so. Nobody's ever told me.
Bib lettuce is a cousin, close cousin. Little Gem isn't too far either, but it has that, like, you can see it has like a good amount of height. And we dress the celery and radish and thin herbs in like a lemon vin, and then we do a spicy Louis dressing over top, and then all the smoked seafood over top of that.
That's fantastic.
And then like a charred lime or
charred lime, just very charred orange over here.
I love that.
Sweet potatoes are one of my favorite dishes that we have on this menu.
Yeah.
So we're using the Japanese sweet potato, the Satsumono, close to a yam, and then it has that white or yellow flesh, pink or purple outside.
Yep.
So we cook these right in, wrap them in foil, cook them right in the fire.
Okay.
So the outside gets like real charred and bubbly, a little bit smoky. Then we slice them, cool them down, brush them with a little bit of butter, and then we do a barbecue reduction, fold in a little bit of cider vinegar, and fold that into butter. So they're barbecued down, and then barbecue butter on top. So you get these two sort of barbecue-esque, really, it's all about the spice and the sour to balance the meatiness of this potato. And what you get from the twice cook is it sort of somehow makes it almost more dense, more steakier, more meatier. You'll see from a bite of it, it's not like that fluffy whipped potato that you see marshmallows and raisins on at Thanksgiving. This is a whole different thing. And interesting. Also when it's a simple recipe, you can splurge for a higher quality ingredient. I mean, we're not using local sweet potatoes here. We'd love to. Someday someone may make Satsumonos as good as the ones we get from Okinawa, but for now we'll deal with this.
It never ceases to amaze me the level of detail that goes into cooking. I'm not a cook; she's a cook. I'm the comedian, photographer, the video. I'm that guy, and I'm always like, "What?" Like, I would just put these in the microwave. Just like, that is my level of cooking. Like, and like that's why I just love this
just out of a can. Just
for real. Like, I would never even think to put these things together. Like,
well, I mean, I think a lot. It just happens naturally, though, right? At the end of the day, when
to
we go
chefs.
from
Not to me.
Well, no, but to any technician, there's things that I'm sure you do with editing and with cameras that I'll be like, oh no, I open up the lens and I just hit
go.
That's it. And then I give it to my wife and I'm like, can you edit this? And she's like, Jesus Christ, no timestamps. You didn't tell me who it was. There's no address. It's unlabeled. There's stills in here. Just right. So
how did you do that?
When you're like, I just opened the can, I put it in the microwave. We're like, oh Jesus, please don't tell anybody that. Yeah.
Touche.
That's part of it's part of appreciating your craft.
Your
skill is like, I'm not satisfied with what got me here. I know that tomorrow I need to do it again. And hopefully I can get better at it. So the idea of like barbecue sweet potato turning into, the sweet potatoes need a little bit of butter. Why don't we just fold the barbecue sauce into the butter, but throw the barbecue sauce on the plate so you can see it. And that's how you got to sort of where we are here, was just the idea of twice cooked potatoes turning into this sweet potato with that spicy spice box laden barbecue sauce.
And y'all, it smells. It smells.
You can smell everything. Okay, last thing.
And then we got the ribeye.
Steak. Yep.
So what I'd like to tell people about with the steaks and with an oak grill. So all of our oak is from Wisconsin. All of our wood is oak. We use a little bit of oak charcoal, same farm. We get deliveries every Wednesday. So a relatively strong flavor of wood, but smoke is also fat soluble. Right. So if you look at barbecue, there's a reason why barbecue chicken and turkey breast taste not like it's smoky. It tastes like it's just smoked.
It's smoked.
And then when you eat a brisket or you eat a short rib, you're like, oh. Like it's
that's different.
So the fat, it's called Maillard reaction. The fat and the flesh inside of those grab smoke in a different way. So when we're looking at even just the steaks, filet is going to grab the least amount of oak flavor. Bistro second least. Strip third least. And then the ribeye is going to grab the most. That's why I love to talk to people. If you want to see the fire, you want to try the most amount of smoke you can, do the ribeye. If you're not a ribeye person, don't order it because I told you.
Hey, I'm a ribeye.
That's just silly. You ribeye. You want a ribeye. This is what you want to order here because you're going to get all that great oak flavor.
Man, look, we about to let's dive into it.
Please.
I think you took my fork.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Here you go. And your knife.
All the time. This is family stuff,
I love that.
you get it.
You all remind me of
you get it. Yeah. It's good. Hold on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not when I. First of all, the smell is just out of control.
Yeah. No, like the texture, like
texture's meaty. It's just a little bit sweet, but then you get all that sour and the barbecue flavor.
It was incredible.
The skin.
Yeah. That's from charring on inside of those ashes. So when we talk about the two different sides of the grill that y'all saw when you came in, this gets cooked in the wood fire, doesn't matter either side, but then it gets picked up from the plancha side. So that's the big flat piece of cast iron. So that's how you get that nice sear on both sides, a nice crispiness to it.
Wow.
Hey, man.
I love it.
Hold on. Hold on.
Like
seconds are the best compliment I can get.
Yeah.
It's not, it literally is nothing like any sweet potato I've tasted before.
No.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's its own thing altogether.
Oh.
Good.
Bro, y'all.
And I like this as, is it a side to your steak? Sure, but I also like it as an appetizer for the table to share.
That's an appetizer.
Because it's a good way to think about, like, oh, this is what this restaurant's going to be like. Because when you look at something simple like that and you get the wood fire out of it and you create a taste memory for sweet potatoes that maybe you've never had before, that sets you up for what the rest of the menu is. Yeah, this is steak on a plate, but there's nuance to the cattle that we choose, to the dry aged number of days that we like, to the wood that we use. That
what's your dry age? How many days?
So this is 20 days.
Okay.
So not too much. And then we have a 50-day that we sell different. And then we have a little, our fillets are way fresher. They're only about 5 days.
Hey, let me tell you something. Look, Sarah, you better get you one. Oh no, that's wrong. You better get you some more of that. I got it.
And then, so we got the spinalis on this side and a little bit on that side. And then we got the main sort of ribeye loin there. A little hard, but it's okay. Sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. But you get that flavor, though. Beefy, umami, a little bit of salt on the top of it.
Literally, that's what I was going to say.
That's what I was just
on the top.
I was just about to say that. Hold on, bro. What's going on?
Wow.
Here?
The crust is like.
I'm making a stink face, y'all. You know when you make a stink face when you eat.
Every once in a while, I take a bite of somebody else's food. It almost makes me mad. It's so good. I'm like, God damn it! Why didn't I think of that?
It just made me mad for no reason. Yes. I'm not even a cook, but I just want to go.
Yeah.
This is.
Wow.
What you do better than anybody else that we've ever had. The outside crust. Because I'll be honest. I usually don't give a damn about the outside.
Yeah.
I really don't. You know what I mean? Like,
you used to eat for sustenance, so you know.
Here we go with this
shit.
Here we go with this shit. It's been like at least 10 episodes. You have to. But this is like just as desirable as the main part of it.
So we do a triple sear on all of our steaks.
Yeah, you can tell.
So the idea is that none of them are going to be quick. You're not going to come in. I mean, you can get the bistro in less than 20 minutes, but nothing else. Because the idea is when you order it, we season it, we sear it hard, we pull it off, we let it rest in that center column, so it's starting to get a little more smoke, not just the char. Then we find out what temperature you want, so we take it up to the temperature, back on the wood, back on the actual grill part of the grill, and that's how you start to get this. You know, we're not looking for it to be crisscross. That's an old, that's an old American legend.
That's an old, that's Outback Steakhouse.
All of it.
Outback Steakhouse.
So we pride ourselves in not making cross hatches. We're like, you make a 360-degree turn, one. And that way you sear all the flesh and you get that nice caramelized beef flavor.
Sorry, these potatoes are insane.
I was just about to say, but what's really cool too is like, you don't even have to, I'm not sawing.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm cutting through.
Can you imagine if that would be...
Shaking the whole table, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Wow.
And ribeye is, not the most tender cut of meat, but it's just that process and that proper resting of the meat that really yields where we are.
Nobody is doing the crust the way you're doing the crust.
I would say that nobody's wood firing steaks the same way we
At
are.
all.
No.
At all.
I think the triple sears, Chef Hiro, my CDC here, and myself, it's really, if we're gonna sell 100 steaks a night, we gotta differentiate ourselves a little bit. And I think the idea of Chicago style, meat and plate only, but it's that triple sear that gets all that smoke on the outside, and then we have a little bit of our proprietary salt pinched over top.
I did Chicago.
Yeah,
we didn't know we needed this until we ate it. We need this.
All right, chicken.
It's truth though. It's a saturated category, right? We're talking about Chicago steakhouse. Hi Dominic, how are you?
Great, Chef. How are you?
I wanted to order one more plate of food.
Okay.
Do you mind asking Chef for a burger for us?
Medium rare.
Y'all's choice.
Just medium.
Medium?
Medium.
Yeah.
Okay. Bacon or no?
Yeah, bacon, please.
Okay. Do we want it pre-cut or whole?
Just cut in half would be perfect. Yeah.
So medium rare bacon cut in half.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Boy,
Dominic's great.
They on point.
Yeah.
Dominic's
Like,
so good.
on point. Like, I wouldn't even know what questions to ask. I would have been like, a burger right away, sir.
Oh, you didn't see him. He gave me that. So we have a nonverbal. When you see each other, or if you need something, you put your hand on your chest. So like if they're at the table and they're talking, an old me would just knock in and just use my gregarious nature to sort of cover up for it. But now, I mean, not now, but we learned this touch where you just hold, and then he'll give me a head nod or I'll do it back. And hey, chef, come on in here. So it gives us. So I gave this to him. He was all the way down the line. He saw me and he was like, I got you. I'm coming.
Wow.
So he came all the way over, and then he asked what we needed, and we got it. So
that's wild.
it's a great piece. It's those subtleties of service that I love. Like this moment.
That's smart.
And there is like a weird, not to get too crunchy about it, but like there's a beauty in saying I want to help you by putting your hand to your heart and looking at something that you work with every day.
No, talk that
There's
talk.
something that's just nice about being able to be comfortable in your skin and say, I'm here to help you. How do I help you? Oh, yeah, come on over here.
That's a life lesson.
Now.
That's a life lesson. That transcends this restaurant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just life.
That's the hope, right? At the end of the day, everybody here is not going to work for me forever.
Right, yeah.
But if they leave here and they're a better human being they were than when they started, God bless it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Chef
God
is going
bless
crazy here, y'all. Boy, you doing? You different. You different.
Life lessons.
Yeah,
and
man.
food
Like,
lessons.
I ain't never seen had a chef dad. Like what? like what? Like, I never. Like,
I'm better than Chef Cult Leader.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm on the edge. You go a little too far. We're gonna buy a piece of land
Oh, no.
past Peoria.
Dude, it's funny.
All right, one time.
Chicken wings, cheer.
Let's
Oh,
get
wait,
it.
I got a very important question when y'all are done. Is one of you wings and one of you drumettes?
I'm anything that's chicken.
I'd listen.
We done got in
I
this
live
debate.
and die for chicken.
We going in this debate
But
though.
if you had to pick,
I would pick a fly.
would you pick
I'm picking.
wingette?
Yeah.
Drumette?
I'm picking the drums.
Really?
I'm doing the drums.
Really?
I'm doing
I'm that.
I'm
I'm
doing
those all day
Yeah,
long.
all day.
Now I gotta eat it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Go ahead, eat.
This is incredible.
So you get that seasoned all the way through, and that's from the cure of it, right?
Look at that falling off the bone. That's
pop
exactly
right off the bone.
Wow.
That's what I was trying to show.
Mm.
This is out of control.
Out of control.
Look at me.
And we've been
Wow.
sitting here for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Conversating, the
More.
chicken wings are still
Yeah.
great. Thank you, Zach.
Oh my God,
Wow.
y'all, he gonna be here to stay. You ain't going nowhere. You stuck here.
Thank you, Zach.
Literally. You have to be.
Okay, hold on. Let me get another one. Thank you.
Please.
I'm just digging.
So the Cure Comfy recook of the wings, that world famous crispy confit of wings. If you see it on the menu, chances are they used to work for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Now I can't confirm that we invented the technique, but we're real close.
Yeah.
Real close. I think if you ask people that are more confident in the timeline than I am, they would say we invented them for sure. But doesn't matter. At the end of the day,
you do it well.
there is no such thing as a secret ingredient or
Yeah.
secret recipe, right?
Yeah. It's just
Like Kung Fu Panda, there is no secret
Right, ain't no
ingredient. We're the secret ingredient.
Yeah.
It's the human beings are the sauce that make it great.
Let me tell you. Look at this. What is going
There
on
we
here?
go.
It just
Yeah.
fell off the bone.
That's what we want.
What I was about to say is, for people that leave meat on the bone, you have no choice but to eat.
First of all, you're disrespectful.
Yeah.
That's
First of all,
one.
Yeah.
hey, look at this. Like that's the bone. Okay. All right, now it's good. You know what I mean? Well, but like, look at
Nothing.
that's all
Nothing.
chicken.
That is all chicken.
I remember the first time I ate at a great fried chicken place, and I saw people eating their bones and then putting the bones on top of the white bread after they ate the meat and cracking the bones, and it was just like, I love people that love food and think of, and not everybody has to have means to love and appreciate food.
Yeah.
It was I was actually with my son when we saw it, and both of us were like, we're never gonna eat fried chicken the same way again.
Yeah.
We knew that moment that we had changed, and we're like, oh yeah, because you want every single bit of that deliciousness.
And you force people. These chicken wings force people to eat it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta
Like
eat the
that's
whole
crazy.
thing.
Yeah.
Like that. It literally fell off the bone.
Yeah. No, I know.
I held it and it was just false. I'm on like 3. Look, what's crazy is we have another dish.
Yeah,
right?
we have the
We do.
salad.
Right, we have
Two
another
more. We
dish.
gotta get a burger too.
Which we
Oh, that's
really should have
right.
started with the salad. I don't know what we're doing, but
But
Don't
look,
worry.
we just eating what's in front of us.
You guys mind if I serve you a little more here?
That would
Hey,
be
it's
great.
all right with me, Chef Dad.
All right. And I love it. But that's a great point though. As everyone can be, no matter where you come from, you can be a great leader. But I do think if you have children and you think about parenting,
Yeah.
children can be dogs. They could be it could be your neighbor's kids. They could be your grandkids or whatever. But like taking care of those that are younger than you or those that are less fortunate than you is part of being a great leader. And I think that leads to the best chefs and GMs I know.
Now,
Don't get it twisted.
No.
I'm not saying you have to have kids to be a great chef. I'm just saying
It helps.
It helps.
if you take care of somebody else,
Yeah.
children maybe specifically,
Yeah.
it helps you be a good teacher and a good leader.
Yeah.
Helps you, and Lord, does it humble you.
yeah.
Lord, does it humble-
Yeah.
God knows it
You
humbles
could be like the most successful person
on.
and
Yeah.
they're just not impressed.
Yep.
So we got. So
Wow.
We got
This is-
scallops,
Scallop.
shrimps, mussels. I'm just gonna keep piling them
So
out. Make sure you get
so
everything.
here's the crazy part. I'm eating this is shrimp.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm eating the shrimp first. I had shrimp before, so shrimp is fire.
Amazing.
More shrimp. I
My
love
man.
the scallop.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
scallop
it's
is so good.
it's the kiss of the ocean. You get so much smoked
Wow.
flavor in it too.
So here's the thing, Chef, right in front of you, y'all.
The
I've
scallop
never
is amazing.
I've never had a scallop.
Get out of town.
I'm
I'm a part of your life now.
yeah.
That's it. You can't get rid of me.
Right here we go, y'all.
Ah,
I love scallops.
Look.
So good for you.
So good.
So good for you, too.
So good for you
Oh,
and good.
okay.
Absolutely.
Let me go ahead.
Looking for that lean protein with a ton of ocean flavor? That's a win.
So I've never had it, so if I'm describing this, y'all, I'm sorry.
No.
But it's very, like, tender. I'm horrible at I'm the videographer. It's very tender. It's very tender and smooth.
Yes.
Right. It does have that
And
texture.
I think like raw, it has, to me, flavor-wise, it reminds me of a little bit of a raw oyster. Right? You get that that briny, clean, fresh ocean flavor. It's not like shrimp where like they. Listen, I'm the worst too. I can't tell you what shrimp tastes like, right? But the scallop's not like it tastes like trout plus this. It's just kind of its own, ocean water.
Yeah.
Aquapazza, as they call it in Italy. Yeah.
But what we aren't talking about is the greens.
Yeah, I was gonna say the celery, like everything, the herbs. Yeah.
So I'm trying to like make a sandwich out of this.
Yeah.
Because like all of it together,
beautiful.
It's fire. So I got shrimp here with the scallop. With the
dressing is wild.
Yeah, spicy Louis. Pickles, garlic,
wild.
Chilies, sweet chilies, spicy chilies, ketchup, mayonnaise, fiend herbs, a little bit of shallot.
How do you come up with this? Like how do you...
It's just, listen, seafood in Louis is classic, and what we really like about our version of Louis is it's not a bunch of sugar plus ketchup plus... Louis sometimes can just be basically Thousand Island.
Right.
Yeah, it can be real sweet. Right. We wanted ours to sort of play against the salad. We wanted to be rich. We wanted to be a little spicy. We wanted to have a good amount of salt. So we also use gochujang, the fermented Korean chili paste, as some of the backbone because we find it to be rich in umami from the fermented wheat that's inside of it, but also like just spicy enough. Like I like an 11, in terms of spice. But I'm in Willis Tower. I'm on the corner of Adams and Franklin. My spice level's got to be 5 to 7.
Right.
That's about where we're gonna be.
You can't go crazy.
That's it.
Yeah.
No. So I like how it's just like a subtle kiss of that chili.
Yeah.
The freshness of this is fresh.
Yeah.
It's all the herbs. You feel like
Yeah.
You know what? But
the cucumbers and the celery sort of help you bring back the center. I love celery.
So what I was about to say is it doesn't feel earthy. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't taste like you eating I don't know. Some people it just tastes like I'm eating a lettuce or a green.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this has flavor.
Yeah.
And what's the fish that's on there?
Trout. Yeah, there's a little bit of smoked trout sort of flaked through. I don't know.
Is that you say that's local?
Yep. This is
me.
Michigan trout.
You know
Wow.
what I mean? I'm gonna eat it by myself because I want to see.
This is amazing.
Oh my God.
And the radish.
I was just gonna say it, just a little radish.
Man, my radish is gone.
I got more. We can.
Chef going crazy over here.
We can do this. If my arms are longer, I'd be a better server.
No, you're good. You do enough from seated position.
And you're watching us eat. I can't believe you're not eating any of this.
I might take one more bite of steak. I just want to see how we did today. I have to use my own.
See how we did today. That's crazy.
You
got your own personal knife.
Yeah, you got to.
Oh wow.
Mostly a box cutter, but every once in a while I'll cut an apple or a steak if I got to.
And I'm just looking at Chef go right through it, and he went and look, it's done.
You gotta have a good knife.
You got
You have multiple knives.
You gotta have a good one. I've been trying to tell him.
Gotta have a junky one too.
Yeah, right.
I got a Home Depot knife. I'm moving now. Home Depot knife's on my waist all the time. If I gotta screw in a flathead screw, I'm not gonna use this. But
no, but you can do it.
Cut a steak. I'm gonna cut a steak.
You just gave me my out. Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
You know that my words. No, they're totally arbitrary inside the house.
I'm getting cussed out as soon as we get out. So you and your little friend here, y'all.
You know you're gonna edit that bit out.
No, I'm keeping it in. We don't edit nothing. No, it's in there.
I love the slight layer of fat around. It's perfect.
Yeah. So that's called the spinalis in terms of the muscular breakdown of the animal. Some people call it the rib cap.
Interesting.
For those that love ribeye, that's the best part too, right? Is if you butcher it right, it's not like a bunch of fat, and then that delicious flavor, you know, that spinalis that is fat and flesh blend together, and then the ribeye and the Delmonico inside. When we were writing this menu too, one of the things I didn't really talk about with y'all was we also looked inside of the building, and if we're going to compete with someone inside the building, we've got to be able to blow them out of the water.
Yeah.
I mean,
beat them price-wise or kill them quality-wise. Ding, ding, ding.
I'm about to say.
I'm not messing with Shake Shack.
I was about to say.
They got a good ass smash burger, and I can't.
No, but like
we don't want to do
this
it.
is not.
But this is.
So that's why we went big burger.
Yeah.
Different style, but adjacent to each other.
Yeah.
So
Y'all know I mess with burgers heavy, and this one's looking real good. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
And so Eater put this on their Essential Burgers top 11 in Chicago. And Nick from the Tribune wrote about the burger as well. And what we love is you get some of the wood-fired flavor because we're cooking on the plancha side. 3 minutes, flip, 3 minutes, rest, 3 minutes, add the cheese, and then we go on to the bun. And so, it's all the regular stuff, but just really thought about in a way that, a chef, Chef Hyro and I really, this is the moment we knew we were going to be great partners. When we ate this burger for the first time, some dishes like sweet potatoes is a little bit in my back pocket, so I just brought it to the table. But some of them we developed together. When he and I ate this, we were like, done.
Y'all did the Jordan Pippen thing.
We're good. Yeah, we don't need to do anything else. Spicier? No. Dressing's good. Iceberg is good.
It's literally perfect.
You right about the smokiness.
Yeah.
It's enough smokiness.
Yeah.
The char again.
Yeah.
Like. I don't know if our boy Nick wrote about it. I don't know if he said this in his. I gotta see it, but the char on the foods here are absolutely second to none. Like you got that crown.
Yeah.
And I know you won't take it, but I'll tell you, you got it.
Also, the bacon is like exceptional. Yeah, it's so.
Because it adds that text. The bacon and the char on the outside. That's our only opportunity for crunch, right? Because once the lettuce and the onion sort of grab that beef fat and the juices dripping out of the burger, they're just another part of that delicious equation that we call the hamburger. It's good.
Wow. Well,
the best moment we just had was that moment where neither you on the top. Because you were just like, damn, that's a good burger.
Yeah, it's a really good burger.
That's the endearment, though, is knowing.
Yeah, and paired with these fries, it's like perfect.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the char is just, how y'all do that, it's just out of control.
700 degrees in Oakwood. That's it.
Wow.
Our two sides, right? So the plancha side we want to be between 550 and 700. We got digital thermometers for everything, point and shoot. The wood fire grill, the traditional grill side, we want to be closer to 600 to 800. We could be higher in temperature, but we don't want to be any too much further than that. We got no chance to cook the food. So.
Well, this is amazing.
Awesome.
I think we
smacked.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm glad you guys asked about the burger too, because when you're sitting down with foodies, sometimes you're like, I don't know if do I want to give them the burger? Do I not want to give them the burger?
He always wants a burger.
Always want a burger.
He would eat a burger every single day, for twice a day if he could.
Now that we have the podcast, I'm pinky out with the burgers now.
True.
So now I'm even more particular.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
This is, first of all, just want to say thank you. Thank you, honestly, for taking this time to sit with us, man.
Thank you.
Honestly, it's been so fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
Such a blast.
One more time, tell people where they can come. You can come to Sears Tower, but talk.
Come on down to the corner of Adams and Franklin, inside of the Willis Tower. See us here at Kindling. Visit me on all social media or whatever ones you do at Chef Sawyer.
Yeah.
Watch me on Food Network, win and lose. Read about me in the Tribune this past couple of weeks, and Chicago Magazine's coming out next week. And
let's go.
Eater's Essential Burger. And
let's go.
Here we go, Chicago.
Hey.
Spring and summer around the corner. Let's celebrate.
We here. Hey, look. we are here. We are here. Even if it's to pop in, we're going to where Chef Dad at.
Hey, ding-a-ling-a-ling, 77 flavors in the house.
Chef Dad is here. Hey, thank you. Y'all.
So much.
Appreciate y'all watching. Chef.
Y'all doing the best. I appreciate it.
Hey, you, man. It's all you, bro.